Okay, uh, we are live. Just give me a couple of minutes before we start. I'll wait for a minute or two. I'll put myself on mute. I'll just fetch in the data we need to discuss. Oh my gosh. We are concentrating on the aspect of, perhaps just give me a moment. Just aligning this. I'm putting myself on mute. We'll start in a while. Okay. 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 So the discussion is around AI training models. We are trying to concentrate right now on some letters, particularly from the point of view of, okay, just still like this. I think this orientation is locked. I know orientation is right. I'll just make it simple then. Okay, for the input data, we replace letter A with O. Now, for the error to happen, we can take O equal to 0, where 0 itself is null and void, which is equal to stop. not able to set up the show today, but it's okay. I just want to. The other device is getting charged up, so I just thought I'd go online. And I'll discuss about few of the pattern applications and just see if something can be scanned around. Okay, let's concentrate on this aspect. Folks can actually concentrate on this investment research, investment advisory, investment management services, not with the help of AI per se. Avoid LLMs or synthetic data perhaps. Um, use small language models. So I'll fetch few pattern applications for folks to work on it and they can just do their parameters. See, one very important parameter which has to be taken into consideration when you are trying to build anything right now is the environmental factors. When I say environmental factors, if you take environment as the core, which is the nature, and nature is the biggest blockchain, forget about everything else, what people have talked about, what the papers say, what is happening in the world, what will happen tomorrow. We have to see one thumb rule when you are coding, particularly in the online world, utilizing any of the languages. It's not important what language you are using. The point is how good is the input data. And the reality check is perhaps although the biggest data set has come from India in terms of different languages and everything, that data set is wrong. I mean, the basic input data is wrong in terms of address and everything. So we need to rewrite the chapters again. And particularly if we see, or if we talk about India as a country on the timeline, India at 79, but what we have achieved in these 79 years, and particularly what we have achieved in last 15 years, I mean, it is beyond imagination. I don't think so our parents will be able to understand what we are seeing because we have seen the advent of internet for real in different ways whatsoever. I'm not getting into that data set, but what is important here is to understand that we need to go carbon negative. We cannot be going what we have to learn from the mistakes, like companies like Facebook and the others who have their servers, installed in United States itself. If we just look at the data set, whereby that itself is causing a lot of heat energy, and when so much of heat energy is generated, there is so much of chaos in the neighboring land and every land in United States. So that's not the question I want to answer right now, but the question I'm trying to answer right now: how can we negate and be carbon negative in terms of where the citizens of the internet doesn't belong to one particular country. Internet is internet, which is a world wide web. It's a different portal altogether. So the point of contention here is very simple: how can we negate this with the assistance of code, and in the input data itself, don't take it as carbon neutral, be carbon negative. There's no point talking about rare metals, rare this, rare that. That is not going to solve the country is facing today. What is important, this natural disaster is happening all over the planet. So if folks really understand entropy, we can negate a little bit of it if we are able to code in a proper manner. So perhaps one has to look into the modules and the submodules to create their own small models, and thereby they should be utilizing it wherever they are in the vicinity and seeing the effect and the impact, and that impact over perhaps in 90 days from now. We are on the timeline. If I just see the calendar year, we are in August. Okay, next 90 days. So we will be somewhere in terms of negating the impact, and negating the impact is the need of the hour. Having said that, what we are looking into is investment part. So let's try and figure out some applications. I'll fetch some patterns which I feel I should discuss, and then folks can just look into it. If you have any questions, you can put your questions in the comment box. If I'm in the capacity, I'll answer. Okay, it's a GB patent that is UK based, United Kingdom. Perhaps it seems of interest. Let me just go through it a little bit. So I'm doing this real time. It's not that I had fetched the data earlier. I already had the framework in my neurons. I'm just spinning it out. Okay. This is supposed to be a US patent number, but they also have the patent in United Kingdom. I'm penning it down. I'm not talking about quantum part today. Because I'm very active in the quantum industry for a very long time, and perhaps as patent attorneys globally, we are not supposed to talk about it in the free world. So quantum world is definitely something. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm sorry, because see, um, I'll discuss about this quantum stuff once I just finish with this particular patent application, and then I'll definitely address your question my way, but not the way you are trying to fetch the data, because I don't want to comment on that. And there's a very simple logic about it. We will get to that in a while. Where was I? I was doing this patent. Okay. So the field of invention in this case is quantum. People don't talk like this in the online world. That's the answer. There's no why for it. If you are part of the quantum world, you will be able to connect with me, not through this portal. Now you have patience. Oh gosh. We were talking about the patent claims, perhaps how many patent claims are there. So we have 13 patent claims, out of which the 11th one is a method claim. 10 is also a method claim, so you have 2 independent claims. 1, 11, okay, I think 3 independent claims, okay. So I'm just discussing this patent, and the reason why I don't want to go into this quantum stuff, because as I said, we are not supposed to discuss about it through the portals, and even this data set which I'm talking about, this will be utilized for writing one of my papers, which is already The framework is ready, I need to submit it. And that input data, I cannot put the quantum word as such, because uh, when because again, in the quantum stuff, you have different verses. They are not parallel verses, they are almost zillion verses right now. And in the quantum world, a lot can happen. So for this, I'm just trying to not trying. So we are training models for the input data just to negate the current impact best way possible. So that is the point of discussion today, but not the quantum work, not the quantum part. And honestly, why you want to be rich? That's the question you need to answer. I also forgot to ask the question. Okay. So the potential use case for this particular stuff is compliance. Compliance is another word for, okay, compliance is another word for regulation. So we can have regulation equal to compliance. And honestly, if I have to talk about the quantum stuff a little bit, I have been in quantum world from 2009, and on the timeline we are in 2025. So a lot has happened. I mean, a lot has happened that way. Which state are you talking about? Do you think in the quantum world there's any state or any country? Then you are not in the quantum state. Where am I? Okay. In this particular case, I'll walk you through the. I'll just review the ecosystem name is. Ecosystem name is Quantum Laboratories and software and the sub company. I don't think so. It's an idle version. Because there is not one parent company in the quantum stuff. All these zillion quantum companies are already existing. So even this nomenclature you won't get because in the quantum world, there is nothing called as merchandising. There is nothing called as intellectual property rights. It is free from the capitalistic way. Quantum Valley State. Is it AP is Andhra Pradesh, or you're talking about something else? Okay, this particular application, it has control unit, it has encryption. You can do audit sharing of digital content or between in AP. What is AP? Okay, the auditable sharing of digital content between different business entities. So in this particular case, there's something called as RAM, right? Random access memory. Then we have something called as dynamic. What we need to look into is this stuff. Okay, I'm going to end the video in a while. So, whosoever you are, the quality, the quality, anything and everything, it's UIOB. Okay, QHJX. Okay, you have an interesting, what do you call as a tab name. Okay, if you have any particular question, what I would say is for this quantum stuff also, please study more about the fine grained access control. This particular application will give you some data sets. And yeah, good luck creating your quantum world, whatever you are trying to create. All the best. Anything else I need to discuss? I think we are good for now because I really need to get back and write my paper, which is for submission. And if anybody wants to enter into the quantum stuff, first you really need to understand what quantum is all about, and you really need to sign up for it. You can't just enter into the quantum entanglement. There are a lot of tasks which you need to first do, then only you get that entrance in that quantum stuff. Quantum is not reading books and all. That is to perform real experiments with real people. Andhra Pradesh. Okay. If you have any question, I just, as I said, look into this stuff. So look into this fine grained access control and look it for yourself and see whether it works for you or not. And all the best. I mean, you don't have to be rich to, honestly speaking, if I have to talk from my experience, to create an impact, you don't have to be rich. To create an impact, you have to exercise the power of doing it in the real world, which is right now, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, that is the reality. Quantum works well when you are in control of reality. If you're not in control of your own reality, you will never get access to the quantum world. Thank you for watching out the video. Have a great, this is supposed to be Sunday, and on the timeline it is 17th day of August 2025. Thank you for watching out the video. Have a great Sunday and wishing all the best for the coming week.